All right, after I first got this put together, took it out and shot it the very first time, I came back, decided, you know, I need to get some YouTube footage, so I'm going to take the camera next time I go. So I decided to go ahead, well, I'll check the headspace on it again right quick since I shot it. It's all brand new. I'm not sure how everything's going to go. So I checked the headspace, and whoa, it was way out. A no-go gauge would just, I mean, you could just turn this thing up and it would just slide right over the no-go gauge. I mean, it was way out of spec. So I was like, crap, what am I going to do? This is a screw-in barrel. It's not like a normal AK where you can just push the pin out, push the barrel in just a little bit more, you know, to get it headspace just right, oversized, drill it, put a bigger pin in, wham, you're good to go. Well, you can't do that with the Galil. It's actually, you probably can't tell, but it's screwed in. So I would have to, I've already got my gas port hole. It's only a 70 thousandths hole. I'd have to fill all that stuff in, you know, headspace. Nah, I'm not doing all that. But I happen to have two, here's the packages that come in. Bulgarian bolt heads, 556. Well, that's these two little dudes right here. You know, this one's stripped. Well, this is the original Galil bolt, which is the exact same thing. Well, my headspace was out primarily because, I don't know if you can see this or not. See how shiny it is right here on this edge? Well, apparently there was a small burr just on the back side of it here that I didn't pay attention to. Normally when I build AK-47s or whatever, I'm using a well-used, you know, surplus trunnion that comes in the kit. Where this is all brand new. It's got all sharp edges on it where everything has been machined because nothing's broke in. It hasn't been wore down by all the pressure and everything moving and working. So I didn't even think about that. So after shooting it, apparently it smashed a little burr down. As you can see just how shiny it is right here where it rolls over, because what rolls over that is this curved piece back here. This is the other lug that locks up on the right hand side. It goes downward where this one locks up on the left hand side. Well, this curve, you can see where it was making contact. That curves down in there. Then under all that pressure, it's getting pushed back and it has to come up under all that pressure all at the same time. And that's what rolled this little lip right here. I didn't even think about it because it's not, I don't have to do that. Now I had a problem with a bolt one time where in the demill process, this lug on the back right here had a big, I guess you'd call it a little burr or something where it had been nicked. I don't know what happened. I didn't even pay attention to that. And when I was doing headspace on that 147 I was doing, once I went and shot it and the pressure smashed that little bitty burr down, then it was out. Well, then of course I fixed it by, you know, pushing out the pin, pushing the barrel in, blah, blah, blah. So no big deal there. So I've always checked the bolts from then on. But like I said, this was all brand spanking new, never been made into a firearm. So I didn't even think about having a sharp edge anywhere. This side over here seems just fine. But this one right here, that's where I took it and shot it. And I had one round that it blew the primer out of. See, the bullet's still in there. And whoops. And yes, it's still case Tula. It's like, huh, that's kind of strange. Now I'd happened to pick up a bunch of brass from shooting it. You can probably tell there's a small ding in it right here. It hits that charging handle. Small ding in it right there. It's a lot worse than on brass, obviously. But that day I was shooting just steel cased ammo. And all these look fine. But these two right here, see if you can tell. See, the primers are pushed out. Not all the way, but they're pooching out just a little bit. And this one didn't have a big poof out of it. I just looked in there and the primer was almost completely out of it. So it's amazing it didn't set the round off really. It just, as soon as I went to pull the bolt, everything just fell out. So that's kind of weird. But anyway, I'm lucky it didn't blow up in my face, I guess. But now it all head spaces correctly. Matter of fact, well guys, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I took one of those bolts and I just mimicked it. You notice I've ground on it here and here because this one is more rounded where they've edged it on both sides. So I had to do this for it to clear the bullet guide and be able to rotate. Put these two edges on here. And you can see where I had to work it here. I had to work it here. And this is just from shooting it. All this up here is from shooting. Everything is brand new. You can see where I've got marks on it where I've worked everything. Because this one it wouldn't go into lockup on its own. I was like, perfect, I can work this one. Which is exactly what I did. Now, let me find there's a go gauge, but that's really going to be irrelevant to this one. Alright, here's our, you can see that, no go. Oh, there goes the jets flying over. We'll get bombed here in a minute probably. Anyway, here's the no-go. Sticker in there. Put our bolt. This is the correct one. Yep. Now it doesn't go in. See, there's a big gap in there. It won't go. Perfect. The thing about this thing comes off every freaking time. Other than that though, I really like this firearm. This right here is annoying as hell. But anyway, it's fixed now. I went and shot it, put quite a few rounds through it. Well, I should say quite a few. It was only about 75 rounds. But that should have been enough that if something else was wrong, it should have told me. Now I've heard that these things usually don't show any problems until after you get a couple of 100 rounds through them. So I still got a little bit more to go because this one's only had, well, it's probably close to 200 rounds. I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, though, after I put this bolt in here, it works great. So I'm going to have to sandblast this one and repark it. I just wanted to let you guys know that that was a problem I had. Maybe if you're going to build one or you got something like that, check for them sharp edges. I mean, I learned that on the older ones, or excuse me, on the 47s and 74s, but I always check the bolts. I didn't even think about checking this, being brand spanking new, all the sharp edges from machining. It's a learning experience. That's just how you learn stuff. But by me making this mistake, it really wasn't a mistake. I didn't think about looking for that. Now I know to look for it. If I happen to build another one, I'll make damn good and share the check for all that. So you guys out there, you're in a process, you're thinking about doing one of these things, check all that so you don't have this problem. Because these are 80 bucks a piece and you can fix it for 80 bucks. Not having to push the barrel or tighten the barrel, push it in, turn it more to get your headspace tight. So just going to let you guys know that that's what happened to this thing. But it's all good now. You can see this one's it's all flat compared to the original and the one I modified. So I still have a spare bolt for whatever I might need. Yeah, that's it. She runs like a dream now. I really like this thing. I should. All the money I got tied up in this little booger. But anyway, that's the update on this thing. I guess I could have showed y'all the other ammo I shot. If you're going to shoot one of these and you're a reloader, you might want to think twice. This thing beats the crap out of them. It hits, I believe it's the charging handle here. I might be wrong, but it's hitting something. I don't see any marks on the handle. But anyway, that's what it was doing. Of course, if you've got brass and steel cased ammo, shoot your brass first. If you shoot this first, these will stick. You AR guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But none of these have pooched. Whoops. None of the primers are pooching on any of these. So that's good. None of them are blown out. They all look real good. It's easy to find my brass because all mine have the big dings in them. Can you hear those bells? That church is quite a ways away from here and they got their bells fixed. You can hear it. Yeah, they all look good. I got a bunch more. You can hear them falling out of my pocket back here. My jacket's hanging on the back of my chair. I got all these freaking shells in there. Like I said, this is what I could find. Because it slings them at a, I don't know. I guess if 12 o'clock was dead in front of you, it slings them, yeah, anywhere from 2 to 3 o'clock. Some of them just spin right across the table. They'd come right out and just sit there and spin on the table right next to me. I mean, it just throws them. Some throws quite a bit, some it just barely burps them out of there. But no, these all seem to be all right. I guess I'll cut the video. Y'all don't want to sit here and watch me inspect all these things the whole time. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.